Good morning once again. Welcome to Mintvilla Housing. I am John Muchiri. Today, we will be continuing with our discussion about property purchase and how you can actualize that dream home. So where do you begin? The journey has started. You've looked at that property. You have surveyed the neighborhood. You've looked at all the amenities that are within that neighborhood, the places of worship, the schools for your children, the shopping mall, the accessibility, the road accessibility. Do we have, proper power? Do we have water? Do we have, internet connectivity? You look at all those things. Then what? This is a time now for you to actualize that acquisition. Where do you begin? You come over, talk to the seller or the vendor of the property, and you discuss and express your interest to make that purchase. Once you have expressed that interest, the seller should be able to give you an offer. And in this case, have the offer written down as a letter of offer. That letter of offer captures the basic terms of engagement. What is the price of that property? What is expected from the seller in terms of documentation? What is expected from you, the purchaser, in terms of documentation? What is the financing model that you're going to be using? Are you going to be paying for it in cash? Are you going to be using a financier to make this purchase? Are you going to be using the both, some deposit in cash and financing model? So these are some of the things that you'd probably want captured on that particular offer, so that after this, when you agree on that, the terms of engagement, then you're almost ready to proceed to the next level. But before you put in that deposit, there are other things that are very, very important that you should do to make sure that when you agree to make this purchase, you're going into a very prudent process that is, has a start date and a completion date. So the documentation, where does it begin? It begins by the seller offering to sell the property to you, along with its terms and conditions. Along with that, you'd expect to have a copy of the title deed for that specific property that you intend to purchase. The other thing that is very, very important, especially when you are talking about, a property that, is built up, are the statutory documentation. One of them being the building approvals. The building that you are, purchasing, that dream home that you're purchasing, must have had, gone through some sort of approval process. Do we have the approved architectural drawings? Okay. Do we have the rates, the local authority rates cleared for that particular property? Do we have certification from NEMA? NEMA is the National Environmental Management Authority. They always come in and make sure that the property that has been, built is, within regulation. The other thing that we look at are, the KRA PIN of the seller and a copy of the certificate of incorporation, if in this case it is a company that is selling the property to you. The physical address of the seller. Where is this person located? Their contact telephone number, their email address, how can they be reached? The other important thing is, who are their advocates that will be able to facilitate, especially during the transfer phase. All these things are very, very important as a purchaser to have, so that you're able to go ahead and start the actualization process. The other very important thing in the offer is the timeline. How long has the seller, given you, time to go through the offer and, do you conduct your due diligence? Ideally, it's between, 7 to 14 days, so that within that time frame, you'll be able to conduct your due diligence, to look at all the documentation, to ascertain that what the offer or what the seller is offering you is legit. Once you have this offer, written offer, along with the statutory documentation, it is now time for you to go in there and go through every single documentation so that you determine that you are going to go ahead with this purchase. This is a very, very important time for you, because this is now when you know that once you commit, you're prepared to go ahead with the journey towards home ownership. So what is due diligence? Let's find out in our next episode how you can conduct a timely, orderly, and efficient exercise to determine if this property you're about to purchase is legit or... So join us and we'll talk about this in our next episode. Thank you.